OEM, like call it Nashville or wherever the glasses or wherever's coming from, just speaking on glass, but you come see the products there. But so we do the whole supply chain, so we're now responsible because in the automotive industry, it's changed over the years where, you know, so say the Ford or whoever, they used to do this business, they used to do that. But there was no repercussions if Ford, it was just wooden nickels if it was Ford charging Ford because they were late and they didn't get the right product in time. Now they use a third party like ourselves. And then accountability, so rather than paying you, they're supposed to pay you $1 and they only paid you 90 because you shut them down for that one time. So they use this as part of their, I'm gonna say profit margin too, because now they have a value stream that's straight. They know exactly what they're gonna make every single day.
Right.
Unless something happens at the assembly plant.
I have a question for Laura. This is already a I-1.
Yes. Great.
Anybody else have any questions? Yeah, well, we appreciate you coming.
Great,
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Good luck.
No, I have not been able to, no. I think that they're on today, so
Yeah.
Carol.
Yeah. When they're operating, yeah, they were not shut down.
All right, we're gonna go to number 6. Oh, I'm sorry, Mayor, do you have anything?
Just a proclamation, Mr.
Okay.
Chairman, which you all are signing or have signed, that's all.
All right, so item number 6 is a motion to approve the first reading of case number 19-13Z, zoning ordinance to amend Appendix A, City of Taylor, Michigan, Code of Ordinances, regulating the development and use of land to rezone parcel number as read, the southwest quarter, section 5, City of Taylor, T3, numbers as read. This property is located on the north side of Ecorse between Gulley and Cherokee. And I believe this is the FIA building, correct? I got a couple questions here. The FIA building is, last I knew it was going to be a convention center. Okay, now I see it's up for sale. When we sold that to them, there was a bond that was issued on that, correct?
A bond.
Didn't we have them put like money, performance bond basically or something like that? My biggest issue was, I remember us having the argument, and I think Dan led the charge on that, where we were concerned about selling this place to them and then them turning around and selling it. And it kind of looks like, well, now all of a sudden the structure wasn't able to do what they wanted to do and all that other stuff, which to me, you should have done that before you bought the place. And now it looks like they're trying to sell it and then possibly, you know, make it into something else. And I think we have to be very cautious because it is right in front of the golf course. And we have to, you know, there's a neighborhood there. And of course, if they were going to do that, in my opinion, we could have easily kept it as a cart barn. But
Mr. Chairman, I'll turn it over to Keith on the technical side of what happened on the footings, because I think I'd have to go back and look at the purchase agreement on any bond, but there was an issue with the footing, so it was below ground, not above ground, and I think, quite honestly, I just don't think any of their engineers looked at it. They were looking at building it based on the footprint that was, the building was structurally built at or constructed at. So as they started doing core samples, the footing, I don't remember.
They actually exposed it. They cut the floors on the inside of the building.
So they had to do destructive testing.
Yeah, they had their engineer. What happened was they were talking about second story, and they had their engineer go in there and cut some of the supporting beams and looking at the footings in there. And he complained that, you know, the footings aren't going to support a second story. And I said, well, the building was not designed for a second story when they built it. Why would you build bigger footings for a second story building if you only have one story there? You know, and that's as much as I know about it. I did go over there and look at it with the building official at the time. Shoot, that was a couple years ago when it happened.
Yeah.
But in a nutshell, that's what happened. The footings the existing footings wouldn't support the weight that you wanted to put onto that building, and it wasn't designed for that.
And as I recall, I think we only had limited blueprints when the sale was completed.
There was a couple add-ons in the building too.
Yeah, so I don't think it was, I just don't think it was found until they cut up the floor.
I have a question. I thought this was already voted down by planning commission.
I think their recommendation was
Through the
denied.
chair,
Yeah.
there was a recommendation at denial at planning commission, but we
Okay.
still have to go through the process.
Okay.
As they mentioned, the site's very, very challenged. I did research on the rezoning, it went from highway commercial to I-1 to commercial, back to I-1. It has numerous challenges. It started out as what did they call it? Limited, restricted manufacturing. It was Don and Lee, and they shipped beverages out of there, so it was I-1 years ago.
Right.
Then it became the Department of Social Services for many, many years, and the issue is now we have a 61,216 square foot building empty. And it's been a challenge trying to find a use that fits there.
So just the rezoning is what we're being asked to vote on for this, and then they would have to come back with a site
Correct.
plan or the same site plan again, right?
Why was it denied?
Well, it's in the packet, but it hasn't really, the gist of it was how close it is to the neighborhood. There's a couple of houses that butt right up to the back of that berm. And they wanted to thin that out.
Through the
So
chair,
parking
one
for
of the main
trucks.
concerns I believe at planning commission is this is not a traditional rezoning, it's
Right.
a use variance. Once you rezone a property to light industrial, any of the uses that are permitted
Under
under
light
I-1
industrial.
would be allowed there. And then, well, the second thing is, our I-1 is kind of meant as an industrial transitional zoning from heavy industrial to residential, kind of a transitional spot there, so. But I think the main thing is the master plan looked at it as the Ecorse Road for commercial uses, and that's what the site is moving to planning.
So the planning commission meeting minutes are on here. It says it's not consistent with the master plan. One of the commissioners said it's not compatible with adjacent uses. He felt that 20 feet of vegetative buffer would not be sufficient screening for the adjacent residential. Another one said not in agreement with the master plan. Resident expressed concern about possible noise and lack of buffering. The chairman stated that the trucks in front of Taylor Meadows would be a turn-off. And someone else stated that the administration said the administration was in favor of the rezoning.
Do we know if they've got offers, they've had this property up for sale, do we know if they've got offers and they're turning those offers down because of price, or what's the history of them trying to unload it?
I'm not aware of any of their deals or contracts or how they're working.
Mr. Chairman?
You said that there was a challenge, and I don't know if the challenge is them asking a price that's too high for what they're trying to sell, or if there's no interest in the property.
Through the chair, I think the challenge is the site itself. You have such a huge building there. Anybody going in to develop that is commercial would have to either tear the building down or split the building up or create something different than what is there, because it's such a huge building.
The only thing that I'm aware of that I think they've had a little other interest in was an indoor storage facility, and I don't know how much interest that was. I think we're starting to see a lot of inquiries on those, so I'm guessing there's a pent-up demand for that locally. But really it gets down to, it's a 61,000 square foot building that was all cubicles in its prior life when it was zoned B1. You're probably never gonna see that again. I think it's concluded that they can't build what they purchased it for. And I think at one point in time, they had this pie in the sky, let's throw a price tag on it, and let's hold it and see if we sell it. That reality has set in on that also. I think that's back down to they're just trying to recover their investment at this point in time. I don't know a lot of the specifics about that, but I think they're just, the site has a lot of issues, a lot of challenges, and I think that, you know, they're as disappointed that it never happened. But again, I think the term they used was trench footings, is that correct? What's under the building, just trench footings?
foundation?
Yeah, it was the exterior outside walls, and there was also some issues with the footings on the inside, because there were some additions made to it, so they had supporting members for the roof that had inside footings that weren't quite deep enough, and it required underpinning in the footings, and they didn't want to go through the expense of underpinning the footings.
George, do you know what that property is listed for?
No, I don't. I think at some point, at one point, it was like close to 2, but it's kind of way down now.
2 million?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's like 1 or 1.2 now.
What we sell
and-
it for, 965?
And through the chair, yeah, I had an inquiry about a printing company there, but it's it's
That
I
would be-
one too. And from my standpoint, now I'm overseeing the golf course, that's like an eyesore for the golf course. You know that I need,
But if the trucking company moves in there, don't you think it's gonna be a bigger one?
well, it's not a trucking company.
Well, I mean, if anything, the biggest concern is I'm having here is the zoning. Now, if somebody wants a variance, like if somebody comes in and says, I want to put this building here, then they can come to you and ask again, specifically for that business. If we change this, then anything under that falls upon them guidelines to move in there, correct?
Right, it could be any kind of manufacturing that falls under those guidelines.
From to the chair, from an investment standpoint, I mean, for it to be B1 or B2, again, you got a 60,000 square foot building there that is an I1 building, so somebody would have to probably either tear down the building, right, to build up a strip mall. I mean, it is what it is there. I think, I looked at the GIS today, and it actually had I1 listed there, so at some point it was an I1. And the building's been sitting for, 10 years.
It's switching from, here's my issue, okay? Here was another vendor that came in and said, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, and that's great, and we gave them a good deal on a building, and then they said, oh, well, wait a minute, we didn't do our due diligence, and we can't do this here. So now what are we gonna do? We're gonna sell it. And we were hesitant about selling them at the price we did, because I think we gave them a pretty good deal, and then now all of a sudden, they're gonna profit. I mean, they've been paying taxes on it, but in the same sense, we could have made it our cart barn and saved ourselves $1 million. So,